Welcome back to the SCIF. I'm Matt, and this guy sitting next to me is Stu. We're at the Mid Central. It's South.
South Central.
The South Central Command. Okay, we are the Green Beret Life. This is the SCIF. Thank you for joining us. We are on Rumble. We are on YouTube. We on Odysee.
We are on Odysee.
Look at that.
We got Odysee was working today.
We got Odysee up and running. So we're on 3 platforms as usual. What we're going to do is we are going to jettison YouTube after a little bit here. We say this every time. You guys know why. But
everybody knows why.
Yeah, we had a pretty busy week with what's going on in the news. What do we got on the docket?
Well, a lot of what we were looking at were these 2 judges that have decided basically aiding and abetting and sheltering and providing access to firearms to alleged domestic abusers, members of labeled terrorist organizations, and all that sort of thing is kind of the new thing to do. So they're going that route. Got a couple of judges that are doing that. We're going to talk about. There's this election that's taking place in Canada with this Mark Carney that's been elected as a member of the Liberal Party. We're going to talk about that. ICE is doing the Lord's work. We're going to talk about the progress that they've made and what's been done there. Let me see. Really, just
Virginia Guffrey, the Epstein.
Yes.
Yeah. We're going to talk about that. She has allegedly committed suicide. I don't think anybody believes this. She was hit by a bus a month ago, had dual kidney failure, gets miraculously survived. She wasn't supposed to. And even though she's posted on X that she would never commit suicide, is just like remember McAfee, same one.
Yes,
he even had it tattooed on his body.
Yes,
and she has committed suicide. And some of the most damaging pictures of these elites, we'll pull one up later on, is with her. She had goods on everybody. So this is a sad ending. We'll talk about the Epstein stuff a little bit, but what would you like to start with, Steve?
Well, I'm trying to think of which ones might be. You know what? We'll start off with the easy one here. The Democrats with Skeletor here leading them.
What the fuck is even that?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It doesn't look natural.
We've got it down.
No, can't do that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. It's an unfortunate looking individual.
Special needs of some.
Has officially filed articles of impeachment against President Trump, accusing him of serious abuses of power.
Nobody's ever even heard of this guy. This is how you get attention in the Democrat Party, apparently.
Well, it's the only way. They have nothing else. They've done nothing. They have no plans to do anything other than.
This is like the Democrat gimp that they drag out every once in a while when they want to create a stir. And this is what they've done because their sit-in was not very successful.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw any of this bullshit. It couldn't be more cringe.
I know.
They showed us all with that sit-in. They sat there so freaking hard, I guess.
I don't know, man.
They put so much effort into sitting on the Capitol steps.
They try so hard, and
they just keep stepping
on rakes.
Yeah.
The Sideshow Bob meme of the stepping on rakes. But so they're trying to get this started. It's already been acknowledged. It's not going anywhere. Like Matt said, they're doing nothing but trying desperately to just glob on to something that might have a little bit of traction.
Would it be legal just to have a T-shirt with that picture of that dude right there in front of it?
Sure, he's a public figure,
so you could do that. You could make it.
Why not?
That would be, that would be pretty fucking cool.
Dude, you could print that out as a Halloween mask.
Oh my God!
But
what the hell happened to that?
I'm not sure, but it wasn't pleasant.
Did he get hit by a bus? Something.
But the point isn't to make fun of this guy's appearance as easy as it is. It's just the point that
it's okay to make fun of his appearance.
Well, yeah, all right, fair enough. But the point is that the Democrats, they have nothing. They really don't. The vast
I got it. That's from stepping on a fucking rake.
the vast majority of Americans approve of what Trump is doing with illegal immigration. And so that's a losing battle for the Democrats to fight. These tariffs, they're bringing people to the table. Trump is renegotiating this. That's a losing fight. The war in Ukraine. Trump is getting talks started. He's getting things going more than Biden did in 4 entire years. Trump has done in less than 3 months. And
well, I'm glad you said this, because we hadn't talked about this yet, but this has me thinking, this and the tariffs, right? The deep state, there are elements, there are powers, okay, that are trying to destroy everything. They cannot allow Trump to be victorious in anything. And the tariffs are almost a no-brainer, because everybody that we've put tariffs on, it's hurting them far more than it's hurting us. Now, it's painful for everybody, right? But eventually be painful. But it's so easy. Have fair tariffs, right? But you know that there's elements, just like we've already seen out in the open, the European Union, elements out of the European, working in the background to try to derail peace between Ukraine and Russia, and they're doing the same thing. They're doing the same thing, in my opinion. Okay, this is opinion, because you're going to say, well, where's your proof? Well, none of us are going to have any proof on this. But blue collar logic, once again, that this would seem to be a pretty easy thing to get done. And this is going to have a play when we start talking about what happened in Canada yesterday. But just know that there are elements. If you have a brain in your head, you've got to understand that there are most likely elements in the background that are doing everything possible to derail anything that's good for the United States.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And they're because, and we talked about this before, it's on both sides. You've got these Congress people that get elected as a bartender, or even I'll throw Marjorie Taylor Greene in there too, because she's done the same thing. Come in with nothing, and within a couple of years, they're multimillionaires.
Is Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Yeah, she's. I don't know how, but her name was on the list as well. And it's like, where's all this money coming from? Because you're making what? Is it 200,000, 170, 180,000 a year?
We can't be, but I can tell you that AOC is reportedly worth between $20 and $70 million.
Yeah.
And she got elected in 2021. When did she get elected?
No, she's been in there a little bit longer.
No, I don't think so. Maybe, no, it wasn't 2018. I think in 2020. In 2020, I think is when she was elected. We're going to find out here.
2018.
Was it 2018?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I knew she'd been in there for a bit.
Okay. So 2018. And she answered a call, a casting call, right? That her brother put her in for, and it's Justice Democrats. And remember, that was her chief of staff that Nancy Pelosi had thrown out of Washington, D.C. That was the guy who put it all together, Justice Democrats. So I think they interviewed something like 10,000 people.
And she got the call back?
Yeah. So, Sandy from the Bronx, right?
Yeah.
Sandy Cortez. So, anyways, and she's from Westchester, but anyways, I hate to hear that, because Marjorie Taylor Greene is one of the solid ones. And, look at it this way: if it's legal, right? If it's legal, we shouldn't hate the player. We should hate the game.
Well, and that's it with the insider trading and everything that's allowed.
And this can't be allowed. This needs to be. And I think Josh Hawley just introduced something in the Senate to stop all of this.
I think so.
2 days ago.
I think so.
So, what did they say Marjorie Taylor Greene was worth?
I don't remember.
I guarantee it's not going to be AOC.
Net worth, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
And do we know what she did before she was in?
22 million. What it says.
What was she worth when she came into Congress?
I don't know. I'd have to do more.
Where are we getting this from? What's the site?
This is Congress Trading. Quiverquadrant.com, Congress Trading.
Put AOC in there.
Let's see.
This is going to be interesting, folks. I know we just got sidetracked. You guys got to see the setup Stu has here. Holy
Oh,
smokes.
wait, that's not her.
It's like I think he could launch a rocket from his setup here.
Let's see. AOC Congress. There she is.
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh, no trades.
Oh, okay. Isn't it convenient?
Well, estimated net worth $25K.
25,000.
That's not right. That's not right.
This is so
whatsoever.
much that okay. Now
Yeah.
I'm going to throw the bullshit flag on Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's horseshit.
Yeah.
AOC, nothing. What happens if you put Bernie Sanders in that thing?
Well, it's the billionaires, not the billionaires. Yeah, they're saying, okay, well, that was 2018, an estimated net worth of $8,000.
Okay.
Why are you giving me?
That's good to know. What's she worth today in 2025?
Right. Well, that's what's so funny. I Google it in 2025, and it gives me a 2018.
Okay, I'm going to throw the bullshit flag on that site.
And that's what we're looking at right there.
Yeah.
As you guys can see, I Googled it in 2025, and it gives me her 2018 net worth.
Yeah. So I'm not going to throw MTG under the
So
bus.
2025.
Good. Here, we're on Google. We should already know the answer. We've talked about
Yeah, I know, right?
You can't get information on Google.
You
Google
can't.
needs to be broken up. It needs to be broken up. It is a complete disaster.
Yeah, no. Oh, 174,000. No, there was. No, she was not. There was.
Isn't there another? We were talking about it a few months ago. Maybe somebody out there has a suggestion. Are there any other search engines out there that you can use to bypass the whole Google system?
Troy said even Google knows she's worthless.
Yeah.
That's nice, Troy. That's a good one.
Even Google. Yeah, she is worthless, but she's worth a shitload of money. So the last number I heard was 70 million. And prior to that, a couple of years ago, I heard 20 million. So if she came in with $8,000 to her name, which I would have a hard time believing she had $8,000 to her name. Right?
That was net worth. That's not cash.
Oh, okay.
Maybe she had a clapped out Corolla that was worth.
Yeah, it could have been.
But
Are Corollas really ever clapped out?
I think they come that way.
Toyota. It's a Toyota.
Yeah, but I've seen some on the road that
But they're still running. They're still running.
barely. All right, guys, we're going to move over to Joyce and DuckDuckGo. But yeah, and that's
well,
one I've heard
DuckDuckGo use Google.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they just don't. They allegedly DuckDuckGo doesn't keep track of you.
Yeah.
Right in your searches. But
Is there's DuckDuckGo?
There was another one that somebody had put out, and I think you had to download an app or some shit for it.
I don't know. But again, that's the thing. You Google AOC net worth, and the result comes back from 2018.
Yeah.
Obviously, that is not what I'm looking for. You give the most accurate, up to date search, and it was the number one result.
Yeah.
It wasn't that I scrolled to page 10 and got a 2018 result. Number one.
But yet Marjorie Taylor Greene is up there worth 25 million.
Yeah, page one, first.
I don't believe that, right? And you can obviously see it's a fucking scam. I want just out of curiosity, go over there and type in Chuck Schumer, because Chuck Schumer has a Lamborghini and a G-Wagon, right?
I like this AI deal here. This is funny. It's difficult to pinpoint Chuck Schumer's exact net worth. However, it's reasonable to assume he has a substantial net worth based on his career as a U.S. senator. And his wife is the chief operating officer of the Library of Congress.
What about the trading site that you were just on?
Well, here's Open Secrets. 56 in the Senate, 1.1 million. Again, this is 2018 stuff.
Bullshit. Well, they're saying he's worth $1.1 million.
This is 2018.
Doesn't matter.
Select the year. Well, that's the last year it gives.
Of course. And he wasn't worth $1.1 million in 2018.
Yeah.
He'd already been in Congress and the Senate years.
All right, well, here's a Forbes article. that says like 7 million, I think was what it
bullshit.
said. But
Remember, Fauci was only worth 10 million. My
Yeah.
ass.
Let's see. Forbes dug into his financial disclosures and real estate records and estimated he's worth about 7 million today.
Yeah, bullshit.
Yeah. But he and his wife share a multi-million-dollar condo in Brooklyn. Basically, everything else is retirement savings. He's got 2.8 million in his 401k. Yeah,
Where's his investment?
That's the thing. That's what they're not really showing much about. And
Just out of curiosity, put Nancy Pelosi in there.
Oh, geez.
Because Nancy Pelosi, we know, is worth somewhere between 200 and 300 million dollars, right?
Yeah.
They're going to say she's probably worth 8 million bucks.
Well, this is Open Secrets, which will be 2018. Well, 114 million in 2018.
Right. 6th in the House.
How do we not have this?
It's so much bullshit. It's so much bullshit. They don't want you to know.
No.
But they'll let you see Marjorie Taylor Greene, current 2025.
Yeah.
Right.
Look at what she did between 2008 and 2010 in 2 years.
I wonder what she was then. Wasn't she Speaker of the House then?
In 2 years, she tripled her net worth from like 20, what is that? From 30 million to 101 million in 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, they want you to think that her husband is, because they originally played him off as a hedge fund.
Yeah, guru.
And they want you to think that he is, what the guy's really into is ball peen hammers and dudes.
Yes.
Most allegedly.
Allegedly. No, it's not allegedly. It happened.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
So,
all right. We're gonna move off of YouTube and go over to.
we were still on YouTube. Well,
we were whatever.
Incoming strike.
We were talking about. And this is
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, you were talking about ball penis hammers.
ball penis hammers.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna hop off of YouTube here.